Thank you, Jane. That is a very nice introduction. In fact, this is something I would like to say to myself also, if I would like to be introduced. Okay, just as you see the video, it was a great memories. In fact, you just can't imagine that every day, that we wake up early in the morning, have our breakfast, and again go for a theme park, and come back late at night, sleep. Tomorrow, wake up again, have breakfast, go to another theme park, and it has been going on for the past 12 days, in Orlando. It's just like you are working, but here you don't have stress, you don't have worries, you're just enjoying yourself, and this is what we call the Amway life, Okay, today, before I get started, I have to thank EVCI for giving me the opportunities to share some of my experience in the Amway business. Though it has been a long time that I have not spoke in a Zoom meeting or in a public, but I will try my very best to give you the best. Okay, and if tonight, if you see any mistake through the translation, especially the Malay and the Chinese, it is not done by me, it is done by the Google translation, So just be careful, just relate to the English if you are in doubt, okay. And tonight, when I mention about God, okay, that means this is your God, Maybe you are Hindu, Buddhism, or maybe a Muslim or Christian, So whatever God regions you are in, when I talk about God, that means this is your God, It's not just only my God, God has given us a lot of gifts, many gifts, But do you know do you know what's God's greatest gift He has given to us? Have you ever thought about that? What is God's greatest gift to us? Okay, the answer is that is choice. Animals do not have a choice; they cannot choose. Even though they are living, if you are an animal, if a meat eater, you are a grass eater, that means you only eat grass. And if you are meat eater, that means you only eat meat. Even though you are hungry, there are a lot of grass around, you cannot eat grass, you will die of hunger. If you are a tree, let's say, it's like, oh, today it's so hot, it's burning like crazy, oh, there is a big tree there. I think I just hop over and then take some shade, You cannot do that, even though a tree is a living thing, because a tree do not have a choice. So a lot of people say that this is fate, whatever, how much you eat and how you dress is all fated, But according to the rich poor and poor dad, Robert Kiyosaki, he said that your choice decide your fate, How is it? Let's, for example, you meet a robber, and he demand with a gun demand you money or your life, Then you have a choice whether to give the money or not to give, So you see, tomorrow you will become what you choose today. But tonight we are not talking about choice. Okay, just what I'm trying to show you is that what is in your hands that you can use in order for you to succeed, Okay, let's go to another God's gift. Okay, do you know what is the most powerful weapon God's gift to you? God gives you the greatest gift, that is you have a power to choose. But what is the most powerful weapon, Have you ever think of that? Okay, the answer is the human mind. With it, you can destroy the earth in second, you know. And so God a little bit scared, you know, that you can misuse the power, you know. So God is very smart. He install a tiny chip into your mind, you know. Okay, and what is this tiny chip? If you have seen the Disney show Pinocchio, there is a little cricket that always follow Pinocchio, and that little cricket is called conscience. And before the Blue Fairy, before give life to Pinocchio, he said, "Now remember, Pinocchio, be a good boy and let conscience be your guide." You know, how does conscience work? You know, your conscience tells you when you are right and when you are wrong. You know, you see, let's say you are following one person, you know, okay, on the street, you know, and it happens to drop 50 ringgit, and you say to yourself, "Oh, this is the 50 ringgit I really needed it," you know. But on the other hand, another voice will tell you, you know, Kai Long, that one, that $50 means a lot to the other party. You know, maybe the son may not go to school because of the 50 ringgit, and maybe because of the 50 ringgit, the Naga National has to cut off his electricity. And as you're walking, thinking what you should do, you feel very uncomfortable, and the conscience tells you it's better to give back the 50 ringgit. You know, that is your conscience, you know. And so you can see, God all the while is protecting you. You know, you are designed for success, you know, and that's why when you hear bang, the sound of the gun, you know, and you rush, you started to race, you know, and it doesn't bother you. You are competing with millions, hundreds of millions to win the race. Your only goal is to win the race, and you want it. That's why God wants you to succeed. You know? God doesn't want you to fail. When you are faced with failure, God is faithful, you know. And when you face with great challenges, you know, He will always that maybe during at that time you may not be able to face with that difficulties. God will say that God will find a way out for you. Because He has prepared an antidote for you. Just like when you have a snake bite by a poisonous snake, you know, and if you rush to the hospital quick enough, you'll be able to, save your life, you know. So what is this antidote? Okay, this is the key that unlocks the treasure of the world. It compresses your thoughts into reality, you know, and shape your life. Without it, there is no commitment. Denzel Washington, one of the most popular and famous Negro actor, you know, and he received numerous awards, you know, including 2 Oscars. Very few Negroes have won 2 Oscars. Okay, and the New York Times named him the greatest actor of the 21st century. You know, then he's also one of the 647 people so far honored for this President matter of freedom. You know. So when he spoke about commitment, you know, he has the best way to say it. You know, without commitment, you will never start. Let's say you have a scenario, you know, whereby you wanted to sponsor a prospect. You went over the prospect and told him about Amway, and he said to you, Amway again. I have done it long time ago, you know, and during that time, you know, it's so tough, you know, I can never work, you know. You know, during that time, I have to wake up 2 to 3 a.m. To drive up to Bukit Merah, Bukit Matacham, you know, to get the products. You see, because the transport Amway doesn't have a warehouse in Penang, you know. And because my son is too small, I have to take my son and put him at the back of my car seat, you know. And what happened now? At times, the lorry did not arrive, you know, and I waste my whole morning there, you know. And if I continue, I could have lost my job, you know. You see, and all this is good reason, and this is some good reason. You cannot argue with it, you know. But our Crown Ambassador Sunny and Gua Ho never make that excuses, you know, or make that reason, you know. And because of that commitments that they have, you know, now we can enjoy ECVI, you know. Okay, and without consistency, because when you get started, just like the one who finished the race, the rabbit and the tortoise keep on running, you know, without stopping, even though he is slow, you know. But the rabbit run very fast or stop. So you never start without consistent, and without consistency, you never finish. It makes all things possible. Whatever that you see, the chairs, the phone, the pen drive, the hair dryer, the drill, and even the space shuttle is made because the person have it, you know. It doesn't make sense. It makes miracles. Everything you want in life is all yours when you have it, you know. So what is it? The antidote is so powerful. What is it? What is this antidote? This is called faith. Napoleon Hill in 1937 wrote our first book, wrote a book called Think and Go Rich. And this is one of the best-selling book of all time, you know, and it set the standard of positive thinking, you know, and he said it very well. Faith is the only known antidote for failure. So what actually is faith? Faith is the confidence that we hope for will eventually happen. It gives us the assurance about things you cannot see. You hope for something, but you do not have it. But faith will give you the confidence to go for it. So faith is the key that separates between successful people and unsuccessful people. But to a lot of people say, seeing is believing. When I see it, I believe it. One person by the name of Charles Bondi, you know, he is the first man who walked tightrope across Niagara Falls. You know. And if you happens to go to Niagara Falls, it's a very beautiful sight, you know. And when we went there, when we are walking towards Niagara Falls, quite a distance away, we already hear the sound of thunder, you know, and roaring of the fall, you know, and it is devastating, you know. So not only he walked across the Niagara Falls, you know, he do stunts like doing a wheelbarrow, and then having a beer or whatever is it, drinks over there, and then he make an announcement through the press. He said, "I'm going to carry someone at the back of me and walk across Niagara Falls." No, wow! And during on that day, many people dropped by to see the stunt, you know. And sure enough, he carried someone, walk across Niagara Falls, you know. To the cheering crowd, he stand on the stage, you know. And then he gave his medium speech, you know. He said, "Do you believe? Do you believe I can do it again?" Wow! Everybody see it. Everybody shout, "Yes, you can do it." Then he asked again, "No, do you believe I can do it again?" "Yes, you can," because everybody see it. Then the next question, when he asked, you know, everybody keep silent because he asked, you know, Who want to volunteer? Do you want to volunteer? What will your answer be? Yes or no? So seeing isn't believing. Okay, let me share another story to make my point. Okay, the great books. When I'm talking about the great books, I'm talking about, maybe you can refer to the Quran, maybe you can refer to the Bible or the Hebrew Bible. There's recorded that the God has promised a land filled with honey and milk, as what has been recorded now to the Jews, and to cross to that promised land, it takes only 11 days, but the Jews complete it 40 years, 11 days and 40 years. Why? Why is it that a journey took 11 days? They took 14 years to complete. If you see the movie The Prince of Egypt, then you may have a little bit of ideas how is it. It talks about the Jews being the slave in Egypt for hundreds of years, and they keep on praying every day, that God will let them out of Egypt, And after hundreds of years, God sent Moses to let the people out of Egypt, But of course, the pharaohs does not allow them. And through God, Moses performed the 10 plagues, that is being witnessed by all the people in Egypt, Okay, and they have seen the parting of the Red Sea, Okay. But what happened is that when Moses went up to the mountains to talk to God, when he comes down, the people of Jews were worshiping another God. You see, they have seen it all, and yet they don't believe. So you see, yes, seeing isn't believing. So what is believing? Only believing is seeing. What you see, all this, what you touch, what you see, what you eat, are all this because someone believes. What Disney is the one who created Mickey Mouse and built Disneyland, And because of the popularity of Disneyland, okay, they want an expansion, and they found the expansion through Florida, in Orlando, in Florida, to build a Disney World. Okay, that is 530,000 acres, compared to Disneyland, that is about 500 acres. That's a very big place, and it takes some time to complete. But before it completes, sadly, Walt Disney passed away, and the whole project was passed on to his brother Rod Disney. And on one occasion, they were taking Rod was taking the reporters on a tour in a helicopter on aerial view of the Disney World. Okay, and one reporter cheekily was asking, wow, how nice is it that Walt Disney will be able to see all this, And then Rod Disney stopped him, He said, he has seen it, that's why it is here. You see, you see it when you believe it, And because of what Disney's belief, we were able to take our family, to the Disney World, and we have an enjoyable time there. A billionaire was asked by publishers to write an autobiography, and the publisher and the billionaires rejected the offer. No, I don't want to write about myself. You see, I'm not important. If I'm important, you are also important. All of us are important because we are created in the image of God. But because of the persistence of the publishers, he said, okay, I will write. but not about myself. So rich he was, the billionaire decided to write a book, but not about himself, but the things he believed in. And he said, the only thing that stands between a person and what he wants in life is often the will to try and the faith to believe it is possible. And once you have the confidence, you can do great things. You see, during Hitler, World War II, at that time, he's the most powerful person in the world. And if he don't like you, he can send you to jail or just kill you instantly. But there's only one person in the whole wide world that can move Hitler. One person in the world, he is not scared of Hitler. And do you know who is that person? That person is a photographer. When he asks Hitler, move to the right a little bit, Hitler will move to the right. And if he asks Hitler to move to the left a little bit, Hitler will move to the left. Because the photographer knows what he's doing. He knows the job well. So when you have the confidence, you'll be able to move mountains. But then again, you say, how do I know that I'm lack of faith? How do you know that I'm lack of faith? Very simple and very easy. When you start making excuses, you can say, oh, it's difficult. During the time when we started off Amway in the early stage, in the 1970s, nobody heard about the company. Everybody thought it's a scam. And when we want to demonstrate the product, we really have to demonstrate. We really have to scrap. You see. And I remember there are no warehouse in Ipoh also. And early in the morning, at 6 o'clock, I have to drove my Ojang to KL. And you know what happened is that my Ojang cannot support the long journey. My father, as every parent, really worry about the children. He has to wake up early in the morning, check the engine oil, and then fill up bottles of water. Because my radiator will run dry halfway. I have to stop and then wait until the radiator cool down and pour water in. And this is I could have easily said, oh, you can just wait. Okay, I don't have the money or whatever you say, but I didn't. I make a commitment. You see, I could have said, I do not know. I don't have a sponsor. I don't have a DD. I don't even have a meeting. What do I know about the business? No, but I didn't say that. And we don't have time. No, everybody is given 24 hours. It doesn't mean that you are rich, you are a professional. You are somebody. God give you 48 hours. No, God give everyone 24 hours. But yet, they have seen all this, and why didn't they believe? They have seen the success of the company. They are dealing with the largest direct selling company in the world. You have the best products in the world, and you have so many success, and they have seen it all, and yet they doubt, Just like those people who pray that God send someone to help them to come out of Egypt. They have seen and witnessed all the 10 plagues. They have witnessed the parting of the sea, the Red Sea. Okay, and yet they doubt, and that's why instead of taking 11 days, across the desert to the promised land, they took them 14 years, 40 years, 40 years. And right now, of course, today, to remember that event, they have a meal. A meal to remember that event. Just like when we Chinese have a mooncake festival to remember the event of the Mongolian. Okay, so how do you overcome this lack of faith? Or maybe how we could say, how can I increase my faith? First, you need to do is by auto-suggestion. Keep saying positive things to yourself. I believe in myself. I am courageous. I can accomplish great things, Auto-suggestion. Say every day, positive things about yourself. And then through prayers, ask for great things. Ask for God's help. Because our mind is like an iceberg. That only 5% our mind is conscious. The 95% is unconscious. Okay. And do you know that our subconscious mind is 30 times more powerful, 30,000 times more powerful than our conscious mind. That's why those people like race car driver or pilot, they don't use their conscious mind, because they are talking in terms of a split 1,000 of a second. Okay, so they use their subconscious mind to control everything. So your mind is like a bar piece of land. Whatever that you plant in, will generate. If you plant in wheat, lalang, it will grow lalang. If you plant durian, it will go straight. So whatever that you say important is important. One person say, I flirt like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I believe you know that person, and that is the greatest boxer in the world. I am the greatest. He said, I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was. I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was. So that's why you have to condition yourself. Okay, and we are very fortunate that we are in the Amway business, that we have the opportunities to learn how to train our subconscious mind. Through the system of CVI, we have recommends books, audios by our leaders, and we have positive every fortnight meetings, every week meetings. Okay, to train how to use our mind more positive. I remember I have buy a poster in my early days of my business, and every day I look at this poster and say, one day I will go to Ada. I will go to Ada. And since then, I have been there 3 times. Okay, does it work? The question is not whether it works or not. The question is, how strong is your belief? I have an admirer during that time who wanted his family to be involved in the business. But after a long persuasion, votation, suggestions, or whatever is it, it doesn't turn out well. And so I suggest, why not we have a home meeting in your place okay, so that at least your families members can be involved, or more at least they knows what we are doing. But what happened is that due the embarrassment of the father, as what some ABO say, that the son just walked in without noticing any of us, as though we are invincible. Walk in and out without staying for the meeting. In this situation, what you can do? Can you scold all the time? No, you don't do that. The only thing you can do is that you hope and pray. And years later, the embarrassed father is no longer embarrassed. He's filled with joy and pride when his son keeps on qualify admiral. Okay, and we have learned something from this business, from this experience, that your success in Amway it's not how fast or how slow you go in building the business, in how you build the business according to the Amway founders' fundamental of freedom, family, hope, and rewards. You see, some ABOs ask, yes, I know about rewards, I seen about family, and I can feel freedom. But what is hope? Why is hope there? Hope is something we cannot see. You see, what is actually hope? Hope is a feeling or expectation that you want something, to happen, Just like you want your driving license. You want to pass your driving. You hope to pass your driving license. You hope to pass your exam. You haven't passed your exam, but you hope to pass your exam. You hope to marry that girl. You hope to marry that husband. Hope is something, that is not, there is a feeling, okay. And that's why Jay Venner said it very beautiful. In Amway, he said, Amway gets people in the new life of excitement, promise, profit, and hope. And that's why you know why the hope is there. Where there is hope, there is faith. And when there is faith, there miracles happen. Faith makes all things happen. Now, let's go to the second point. How can I increase my faith? And it could be the most important thing. And if you stick to this, you are already a winner. You see, have you ever noticed that the faster growing Amway business owner have these qualities, have the second qualities that we have taken for granted. And what is these qualities, that we have taken for granted? That is your leader. Your leader, you have taken for granted. All those fastest growing, build a very strong, successful Amway distributors, follow good leaders faithfully. Good leaders faithfully. They treat them as their parents. That's why we are a family members as we are building up the Amway business. Because as a parents to the ABOs, we are prepared to transfer the knowledge as fast as possible to you all. And when you have any challenges, we are here for you. Why is it so? Because we have a financial interest of your success. Your success means a lot to us, just like the parents. You see, we are not stupid. Let's say you are from Ipoh and you wanted to go down to KL and you ask your parents, I want to go down KL. What should I do? Oh, all you have to do is drive off north. Do we say that? No, we don't do that, because we know, that is the wrong answer. We want you to succeed as fast as possible because every parent wants the children to be successful. Sunny Hall relate these stories. He said there is one distributor wanted to resign. Comes over with a starter kit and he said, I cannot accept your resignation because you have not done enough. He said, what do you mean that not done enough? Your sponsor is so poor. No, you go and sponsor 30 people more, 30 more ABOs. And if you sponsor 30 more ABOs and if you want to resign, you come. And sure enough, that ABOs went on to sponsor 30 ABOs. And that ABOs didn't resign because he went on to become a triple diamond in Thailand, Dr. Wacharat. So the third points that I'm going to share with you how to increase your faith is that you don't quit. You don't quit. Today you may be a caterpillar, but tomorrow you may be a butterfly. Don't lose hope. You never would know what tomorrow will bring. Just because today you had a bad day, tomorrow could be worse, and you give up hope. And that's what happened to a lot of people. That people who commit suicide. People who commit suicide thinks in terms that tomorrow is worse than today. But if you do not give up hope, you may turn up to be a butterfly. So what happened is that these diamonds say that Amway is getting worse and worse, And so in 1985, he sold his business for US 325,000. That comes to about maybe 800 to 1 million today US dollars. Okay. And years later, no, what have happened to the organization that he left behind? Okay. One is a Crown ambassadors who has sponsored 5 Crown ambassadors. Also in the group has one found and Crown ambassadors with FAA 55, and also another the first double Crown ambassadors in the world, Japanese. Okay, so that's why never give up. You keep on working, keep your faith strong, So, this sort of things don't happen in Malaysia. It happens over the sea. Nobody will give up like that. There is one diamond in Malaysia who has 2 lines, ruby line, considered to be strong, but they were struggling. 2 rubies struggling, and to sustain the business, one have to deliberately gas in the morning, and at night goes to the pasar malam to sell goldfish, and the other ruby do not even have expenses for petrol, has to prawn his cold chain and all this in a prawn shop, to put petrol so that he can follow up, they can follow up the distributors in JB, And so what happened? Nothing can be better. The worst is yet to come, So that diamond sold off the business for 300,000 Malaysia income, Years later, what happened to these 2 gentlemen? One become an escalated diamond, and the other become the first founder Crown ambassadors in Malaysia. How much that person lost we do not know. But one diamond recently show an income, income of his friend who is not even a Crown ambassador, having an income of 2.2 million, and that is roughly about 190,000 per month. 190,000 ringgit per month, and that's why you must never give up, and keep on having the faith, Okay, another incident happened. An accountant, who qualified for DD, who qualified to become a DD, Okay, and when the communist knows about that, he was given a choice, whether you want Amway or you want your job, So the accountants really calculate. He said, as a DD, I earn the most. If every month I 21, I will only roughly about 15,000, And I don't qualify every month. Let's say I qualify 6 months. I'm earning about only about 6,000 to 8,000 per month, per year only, compared to my accountant's job as an accountant. So most usually people say give up and he sold the business for a few thousand ringgit because he doesn't have any DD. It's just a 21% group only. Years later, one of the group spring out to become a founder executive diamond, and the other went on to become the first crown ambassador in 3 countries. You see how much they lost. I do not count. I do not know. But if you talk in terms of 200 over 1,000, 190,000, if it's just half of 190,000, it's still a lot, you know. So that's why never give up, keep on having the faith and work at it, you know. I have also a personal incident where I have sponsored an admiral who in turn sponsored another admiral who gave up the business, you know. And this is a great blow to my admiral on Chuan Ki, you know. And he couldn't, no, can imagine, no. This is the distributors, he has been working with him for so many years, you know, making the commitment, you know, driving a motorbike to the place up in Penang, and then taking a bus to Penang and all this, you know, building up so many years, finally qualified as an admiral, and then he gave up, you know. And not only he gave up, you know, the few hundred of his distributors are completely gone, you know. Not even one on Chuan Ki were able to save, you know. And of all the three groups, he left with only one, you know. And that was hit him the hardest, you know. And you know what happened? Then something happened. He gave me a call, you know. Chuan Ki gave me a call, no, Kai Long, no. You see, why am I receiving a check of a few thousand from Amway in America, no, Ada, Michigan, you know, Amway is sending him a check of a few thousand ringgit, you know, roughly about 2,000 ringgit per month, you know. Why is it so, you know? Not knowing to us, Sunny and Guak Hua Ho, our crown ambassadors, have unselfishness and tirelessness working the group, you know, an international group that before the admiral resigned, leave one distributor behind, Kang EVCI, you know, and with the support of Guak Hua Ho, you know, through the challenges, standing beside him, supporting him, and all this, Kang EVCI went on to build one of the biggest Amway group in China. He qualified double diamond and has hundreds of silver producers upwards, including a crown, escape diamonds who qualify crown ambassadors in a year. To some people, you know, 2005 is not a lot of money, you know. Then 12 months is only 30,000. But if you times it 10 years, you have 300,000. You know. And if you put it in 30 years, you are talking 900,000. Chuan Ki has been receiving this income without fail for almost 30 years, you know. And you know, Chuan Ki has never left Malaysia to build up, to be in China to build up the group. And this has been, I mean, China is few thousand kilometers away, you know. And every month, you know, without fail, he is receiving income. And I can tell you, you know, when people talk about when one door closed, you know, and another one open, Chuan Ki can tell you it's true, you know, because every month he has been receiving good income, and not only every month, you know, every year, you know, as an admiral, his year-end bonus. And because of his persistence, because he's never give up when he is down, you know, and because he keep on keeping the faith, you know, he was able to enjoy the rewards that Amway has given him, you know. Yeah, that's why you need to see yourself winning, you know. Did you see yourself in Santoni? Did you see yourself in Paris? I got one ABOs, you know, and we used to talk over his dining table early in the morning. And Dr. Siti and Dr. Asmi will share about his experience of the week and the days of what he's doing in his field, you know. And at times, or most of the time, he end up saying this, you know, just watch me. Just watch me. So he has been given for some time, and out of curiosity, I asked him, doctor, what do you mean by just watch me? So he explained, when the prospect rejected him, he will say to himself, just watch me. I will be a DD in 2 years' time. Oh, I said, doctor, you'll be a DD in 2 years' time. The way that you are doing things, in 6 months' time, you will be a DD already, not 2 years' time, And sure, what happened? The prospect that rejected him are all watching him, how he is doing, Not only they are watching him, Amway is watching him, because in 5 months involved in the business, he qualified as a silver producer. And in 10 months involved in the business, they are the first Malay couples to qualify DD, Ruby, and Pearl in the same month. Went on to become admiral, the first admiral of the first Malay admirals in Perak. Okay. And now the ABOs, all in the stadiums, 16,000 people, okay, are watching him, Just hold on. Oh, sorry. Just listen to this.
Your practice must be hurting that you have to sell soap. We heard that you are in that soap thing. What is it? What is happening to you? Are you okay? Business must be in, big practice must be in trouble because there's so many clinics. That's why he has gone into that soap thing. They say that I'm a soap doctor. No, I'm a hope doctor, giving hope, changing life. You see soap, I saw hope. I saw helping people achieve their dream. I saw helping people building their future with Amway.
Okay, you see, doctor asked me, may or may not know, what he is doing at that time. But during that time, he is applying auto suggestions. When people are talking about negative, pouring negative things in the mind, he will always counter with positive things, flashing positive things, and things, he said to himself, I can, I will, I must. And that's why Muhammad Ali, the greatest boxer of all time, he said, it's the repetition of affirmations that leads to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begins to happen. And that's why you see people who change things that fast are those people who practice all this. And you see, things like that do happen, You see, look at all those. Oh, sorry. They don't even need to look, at what they are doing, They already know what they are doing because they are applying auto suggestions, Okay. What happened is that he went on to become the first diamond in Northern region, And when he was in Istanbul, under the invitations of Amway Diamond Invitation, he received a phone call from Malaysia, asking that asking him to serve the people in Bagansarai, his home place, And he went on to become an MP and later become a deputy health minister. Health minister. I also one morning received a phone call when I was enjoying my sleep in Ipoh. A phone call asking me whether this is possible for me to meet up with Datuk and Putra Jaya. So together with my family, we went on to see our deputy health minister in the Putrajaya office. We have a good time there. We have lunch, okay, and we at times we talk about the good old days about our Amway business. And doctor asked me a very thoughtful ABO. And after that, what he did is that he framed up a photograph and presented it to me. And I can tell you, if there are 10 times or 100 times tougher, more challenges to sponsor a tougher person to sponsor, like the class me, you have to sponsor him. So does it really work? The question again is, it's not whether it works or not, it's how strong is your belief. Yes, it works. That's why you keep on telling yourself. Okay, one last points before we go off. I got one ABO, okay, who's going for founders platinum. As they are growing distributors, growing distributors in the business, they find it tougher to create 12,500 points. They find it very tough to create the 12,500 PV. Okay, and every month there will be 2-3 days they will be short of 7,500, 4,500, and they will manage. Pinsang will come over and tell us interesting stories, amazing story, how they manage to pull through. Customers who rejected their offer, to buy e-springs, will call back, few months later and say, I want 2 e-spring. Distributors who went over to try to sell e-springs to their parents, and get rejected, but their grandfather say, I will buy. Oh, amazing stories. So every month it has been going on like that. And then the 11 months, the 12 months comes. So I and my wife was saying, what? Is there any more story that Kim Song can tell us? Is there anything amazing? How are they overcome all the 12 months? And we are talking to ourselves. What can God do now? God has been helping him, helping them for 11 months. At the last moment, God didn't give up hope on them. And what happened? God sent birds down. You must be kidding, Birds, how can birds help out? Birds can do everything. Birds have birds nets. And during that time, the last month, Amway did a promotion, buy one free one, birds nets. And because of that, they create another more than 3,000 PV. Just on that, because nobody will look at personal shoppers catalog products, because that is very, very low point, and that's why, as we say, have you heard, when you want something so bad, that all the universe conspire in helping you to achieve it, and yes, faith doesn't make sense, it makes miracles, and faith makes all things possible. And if you are still wandering in the wilderness and you are still praying that God will take you out of the things that you are in, maybe Amway is the answer. Amway is the one that may lead you to the promised land. And you are still wondering, Maybe it's because it could be your lack of faith. So you need to keep working. You keep the faith and you hang in there. And always remember, believe in your leaders, whatever they say, and hold tight. Don't ever let go of your Amway business. You do not know what it will bring to you. You see, few hundred group with few hundred distributors brings generations after generations of financial security. Okay. So hold tight to your Amway business. Believe that tomorrow will be better than today. Faith doesn't make sense. It makes miracles. Yes, faith doesn't make sense. It makes miracles. So I see you at the top, and thank you for being with me tonight. Thank you.